Hello. Today I would like to talk about Isaac Newton, one of the most influential scientists in history, whose groundbreaking discoveries in physics and mathematics changed our understanding of the universe. Let's know it. Isaac Newton was born on January 4th, 1643, in Woolsthorpe, England. He was born prematurely and was not expected to survive, but he defied the odds and grew into one of history's most influential scientists. Newton's father, also named Isaac, died 3 months before he was born. His mother, Hannah Ayscough, remarried when he was 3, leaving him to be raised by his maternal grandmother. Newton's early education was at the King's School in Grantham. At the age of 18, he entered Trinity College, Cambridge, where he began studying mathematics, physics, and astronomy. During his time at Cambridge, Newton quickly distinguished himself as a brilliant student. He became particularly interested in the works of renowned scientists such as Galileo Galilei and Johannes Kepler. In 1665, when the Great Plague hit London, Newton returned to his family estate in Woolsthorpe. It was during this time that he made some of his most groundbreaking discoveries. Newton's curiosity led him to experiment with light and prisms. He discovered that white light is made up of a spectrum of colors, which he demonstrated by passing light through a prism. This discovery laid the foundation for his later work on optics. During this period, Newton also began to develop his ideas on gravity. In 1666, Newton is said to have witnessed an apple falling from a tree, which inspired his thoughts on gravity. He began to consider the forces that govern the motion of objects. Newton formulated his famous law of universal gravitation, which states that every particle of matter in the universe attracts every other particle with a force proportional to their masses and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. In 1687, Newton published his most famous work, Philosophiae Naturalis Principia Mathematica, often referred to simply as the Principia. In this work, he outlined his 3 laws of motion, which form the foundation of classical mechanics. The first law states that an object in motion will stay in motion unless acted upon by an external force. The second law explains that the force acting on an object is equal to the mass of the object multiplied by its acceleration. The third law states that for every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. These laws became essential in understanding the mechanics of the universe. In the Principia, Newton also presented his law of universal gravitation. This law explained how planets move in elliptical orbits around the Sun, based on the force of gravity. Newton's work in physics, particularly on motion and gravity, provided the foundation for the development of modern science. His discoveries revolutionized our understanding of the physical world. In addition to his work in physics, Newton made significant contributions to mathematics. He is credited with developing calculus, independently of the German mathematician Gottfried Wilhelm Leibniz. The development of calculus allowed scientists to better understand and describe the changing quantities of motion and rates of change. This mathematical tool became essential for future scientific advancements. Newton's work in optics also had a lasting impact. He wrote Optics, a book that explored the nature of light and color and introduced his theories of light refraction and reflection. Newton's discoveries in optics helped lay the groundwork for the field of modern optics and the development of telescopes. He also worked on improving the design of telescopes, creating the first practical reflecting telescope. Throughout his life, Newton held several prestigious positions. In 1679, he became a professor of mathematics at Cambridge University, where he continued his research and teaching. In 1696, Newton was appointed warden of the Royal Mint in London, where he worked to reform England's currency and combat counterfeiting. He was later promoted to Master of the Royal Mint. Despite his achievements, Newton was known to be intensely private and sometimes quarrelsome with other scientists. He had a famous dispute with Leibniz over the invention of calculus, and his relationship with other scientists, such as Robert Hooke, was often contentious. Newton was knighted by Queen and in 1705 for his contributions to science. He was one of the most renowned scientists of his time, and his work influenced generations of thinkers and scholars. Newton was a deeply religious man, and he spent a significant portion of his life studying theology and alchemy. He believed that his scientific discoveries revealed the divine order of the universe. Isaac Newton's work laid the foundation for much of modern physics and mathematics. His discoveries in motion, gravity, and optics influenced the work of later scientists, including Albert Einstein and James Clerk Maxwell. Newton's impact extended far beyond his own time. His work helped shape the course of the scientific revolution and set the stage for the Enlightenment. Newton's laws of motion and universal gravitation remained the cornerstone of physics until the 20th century, when Einstein's theory of relativity expanded on them. However, Newton's laws continue to be used in most everyday situations. Newton's legacy as a scientist and mathematician is immeasurable. His work has influenced not only physics but also engineering, astronomy, and many other fields of science. He died on March 31st, 1727, at the age of 84. His funeral was held at Westminster Abbey, where he was buried with full honors, reflecting the respect he earned in life. Isaac Newton's discoveries changed the way humanity understood the universe. He remains one of the most influential figures in the history of science. His life serves as a testament to the power of curiosity and perseverance. Newton's work is a reminder that through hard work and dedication, great breakthroughs are possible. Newton's contributions to science continue to shape the world today. His laws of motion and universal gravitation are taught in schools worldwide and are fundamental to the study of physics. Isaac Newton's legacy is not just in his discoveries, but in the way he transformed the process of scientific inquiry. His meticulous approach to experimentation and observation set a new standard for future scientists. Newton's life story is one of intellectual triumph and personal struggle. He was not only a genius, but a visionary who saw the universe in a way that no one had before. Through his work, Isaac Newton changed the course of history and paved the way for future scientific discoveries. He will always be remembered as one of the greatest minds to have ever lived.